Welcome to the Greatness Together podcast. Curious minds unite. Mother-daughter conversations that delve into the heart of psychology. Thanks for joining us. This is our third podcast episode. Oh, if you're listening, you missed it. She just did 4 spins in a row, and she's, oh my God, I'm gonna actually get a little
Hopefully
seasick.
Dad's not watching this because he like gets seasick when
when you spin. I'm pretty sure he's not staring in the window watching us do a podcast from the outside in -1
That
weather.
seems very father.
But if he does, it's his own fault if he's feeling a little nauseous from you spinning. Yeah. I think that's just a little plug to check us out watching the video for those who were just listening to the audio, because they would have missed all of this fancy, this celebratory spin for
if
our
you
third
want
episode.
to recreate it yourself, all you have to do is put your one foot down and turn in case you didn't know how to spin. And don't, like, if they were missing out, now they know how to do it themselves. That was free advice.
That's bonus stuff before we even get into it.
You're welcome.
And it's also pretty fancy because guess how I prepared for this.
Let's hear it.
I used a diffuser. Do you know what a diffuser is, Simone?
I do know what a diffuser is. It
tell the listeners.
Your hair.
Yeah.
It makes it all curly.
Yeah. So you use it for curly hair so it doesn't get flat, because I was like, I cannot show up with flat hair.
She can't show up with flat hair.
For our podcast.
My hair's a little flat.
No, but it looks purposely flat.
Oh.
It looks good.
I was waiting for like no, it doesn't look flat. It looks so good, but she said it looks flat. I mean, at least she's honest. No,
it looks really good. Looks great. But we couldn't get the new lav mics working. We're going to. That's going to be like a coming attraction for a future podcast.
Yes. Hopefully the audio's good.
I think it's going to be great. I think I have a good feeling about this podcast. What do you think, Simone? Do you have a good feeling?
Heck yeah.
Heck yes. What are we talking about today?
Side hustle generation.
See, when we talk about the side hustle generation, it probably is very tempting for people to think that it's just like your generation.
I was just going to ask that. What generation even
do
you mean?
It's a sexy name.
Oh.
It's actually all generations.
Okay.
In fact, question, what percentage of Canadians do you think have a side hustle? I looked it up. According to H&R Block.
Oh, they seem reliable. I think 30%.
Okay.
Final answer.
It says that 49% of people said that their employer are aware of their side hustle, and over half of gig workers, so people who sell their professional skills, 51% say that they're oh my God, this is going to sound really stupid. 51% say they're not aware, which I think is, if you have 100 minus 41 is 51. How is that even making up a paragraph? I'm just saying, this article just made me sound really stupid. Okay. But I'm not, right, Simone? So anyway, we don't have to answer that. So it said the majority of people who make up the gig economy. So 28% of Canadians, according to this H&R Block study,
back to this,
are in the gig economy. And the majority say that it's a side hustle that is in addition to their primary source of income. Has that been your experience in your generation? That do they rely on it as their main source of income? Or do they actually have a job and they have something else happening on the side?
Well, speaking for some of my friends, and Justin, aka my brother, aka your son,
aka yes. That's a whole family tree.
Allie's boyfriend.
Yes.
So yeah, Justin's Actually, I'm just gonna go back to Allie. So,
Allie. So Justin's
just trying to make it hard for the listeners to follow.
Make him work hard. Make him work hard to unfollow it. Yeah.
Mind map.
Just like my statistics there. Oh man.
We're making y'all think.
Okay.
Yeah, Allie's girlfriend, she has like
Justin's girlfriend. Justin's girlfriend, Allie.
Justin's girlfriend, Allie. She has a side hustle, apart from her main jobs of being a nanny and a server. Of having this like t-shirt business, very successful. We should link it. So if anyone wants some like prints done on shirts or sweaters and probably other things, she can like okay, this is just sounding like a sponsorship now.
But that's what you do with a side hustle is you have to promote and support small businesses.
Yeah. So she has that little side hustle apart from her main jobs, or even my friend Will, who has a like secondhand thrifting job apart from his job, his like main job at Tim Hortons. And that's very, I'd say, very popular nowadays. And you even see like not even some, like those stats you showed were pretty large, like even adults doing this.
Even adults?
Even adults.
Even adults?
But it's also due to the fact that things and like inflation and stuff like that, like prices are just skyrocketing. Like we saw over COVID, the housing prices just like going out of hand. So it's like hard for adults to afford things, or even groceries. Like I bought like a thing of strawberries the other day and it was like $8.
Where'd you buy them?
Walmart.
What?
Yeah.
What were they? Like organic?
Oh, maybe I was pranked.
Maybe. No, but I hate to break it to you, by the way, you are an adult, Simone.
See, I always forget that.
Yeah, I hate to tell you. That's why you're spending $8 on strawberries, because you're an adult.
That's so bizarre to think about. Isn't it? I have the intelligence of a 12
years PhD.
Yes, that's what I meant. I didn't get there yet.
Yeah, not yet.
I wasn't able to make my full statement.
So, it's such a good point, because people are like what you were talking about, Will and Allie, and I know, people that I know, those adults out there who have side hustles. A lot of the time it's because they really like it. It's a joy. It's a way to express their creativity, or, do something that they like lifestyle wise and combine it with being able to make income. I think what you're saying, Simone, Ms. Future Economist, clearly, Auntie Darcy and Uncle Jason would be very proud of you, who are economists with the Bank of Canada.
They already were.
Well, I just mean like they're going to be even more proud. Yes. As feeling the economists love. It's probably going to be something that folks have to do, that they may need to have another source of income. All those people who bought those super expensive houses in COVID, their interest rates are going up.
See, I'm a little worried about that.
Uh-oh.
I'm like, am I gonna have a house? Am I gonna not have a house? But this goes back to our procrastination episode, because I'm like, instead of like procrastinating or procrastinating, it's like pre-worrying.
Oh, no. The anxiety side of procrastination.
Yeah, I'm like, should I already be saving when I literally just turned 18? That's not true. It was like 6 months ago.
Yeah. So remember your half birthday.
Half birthday. If you were tuning into the previous maybe.
Okay. We've only actually had 2 other podcasts. We're already forgetting them. Hashtag memories.
The fame's getting to us.
Yeah. So it is. So really, it's can be a source of joy, but it sounds like can be a source of combating worry. and anticipating what you might need for, let's say, buying that first house, or to be able to not get student debt, like Will's case, right? It also might be to be able to do lifestyle things. So this is your side hustle, working, doing this podcast. Greatness Magnified has you as a part-time employee, being able to do this podcast. So you're even
so blessed.
And what are you going to do with all of your side hustle-ness, Simone? Are you going to buy things for your mother?
Oh.
No?
I'll get you like nail clippers.
Oh, I don't really need them.
I'm not hinting at anything. It's just.
Were you just saying? You're just saying? But is it like for lifestyle? Is it to be able to save? Is it, like, what is kind of what are you going to do with your side hustle riches, Simone?
My side hustle riches, probably donate all of it to charity.
Oh my gosh.
I wish I was that good of a person.
You are a good person.
Thank
you are.
You are a good.
You are a good person. But it actually.
No, but like. No, don't mean to topple over you, but
trying. I'm a professional speaker.
That's true.
We're not the Canadian Association of Professional Listeners, just saying. So you go ahead and try to talk over me, girl.
Saving and maybe a little what's it called? Not stocks. Investing.
Impressive. Wow, you're gonna start buying a little Apple stock?
Investing.
Hey,
stocks are scary.
They are scary. So wow, that's, as you say, related to procrastination. This is like, you want to get on top of saving for your future, and that's where a side hustle fits for you. So, I guess to bring it to the point of talking about business and in the world of work, because I always want to bring it back to the world of work.
Of
course. It's really important, I think, for employers to value and appreciate that this is an important reality. It either fuels people, maybe it allows people to express their creativity, something that they can't do in their job. Maybe they're able to discover something that they didn't realize, and it's going to allow them to not have to switch out of their industry. It may, again, give a little bit of money towards something that's important to them, because a lot of professions and industries tap out at a certain amount. And so it's not like we're in competition with people for their side hustle. It actually may make people more committed, more skilled, more passionate, because if they get their benefits, if they get their social connection, they get other things from work, it may in fact make people even more loyal. It doesn't seem on the surface like it would make people more loyal.
Yeah, you'd think they'd be like putting all their time and energy into this like side hustle, caring less about their main job, source of income or whatever. But you're saying it's the opposite?
I'm saying that it can actually make people feel even more loyal and grateful to their employers when their employers support it. And I have many clients who encourage here's an example. Can I give you an example?
Of course you can.
So there's this amazing organization that is all about children's mental health. It's called Your Support Services Network. And it's out like Aurora, like past Toronto way. And they do not have the funding to be able to provide all of the services and supports to parents and children in the community that they'd like to. So one of their therapists was telling me not too long ago that they encourage their therapists and other professionals in the organization to have side hustles because it fills a need in the community that they would love to fill as a not-for-profit organization, but they can't. So imagine if not only does it allow people to stay connected and engage and have meaningful connections at work because that's where they get it at work. Imagine if it also did social good because you're filling a need.
Mm-hmm.
And it doesn't just have to be social good from like again, a mental health standpoint or a philanthropy standpoint. It also could be to help other businesses thrive. There are more the smaller side hustles can help bigger businesses.
Mm-hmm.
But bigger small businesses. Does that sound confusing?
Bigger small
businesses like mine.
So
For example, remember when I was doing my website, completely
yes.
rebuilt it from the ground up?
Yes.
So Stacy, who did all my videography and photography, that's her full-time business. However, to be able to do all of the lead magnets, all of my free resources, I had to have somebody design those. I didn't have the money to go to a big design house. Not that I knew where to even start, but they have all these systems like Fiverr and Upwork. So I was able to have people bid on jobs. I was able to look at people's portfolios. So they actually have systems and places where people can go and advertise their services and other people can hire them. And I was actually able to, I worked for a lot of people hired a lot of people who define themselves as she, her, because it's my way. And from other countries like Pakistan and I thought I'm able to help maybe a Bangladeshi mom feed her children.
Yeah.
I kind of felt good about that.
As you should.
So
you're a saint, Ma.
Thanks, honey. Thanks. But I'm kind of liking this side hustle vibe.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like it gives people a chance to have a start, like Will and Allie.
Mm-hmm.
It helps small business owners have access people who have expertise, maybe affordably.
Mm-hmm.
It gives people like you an opportunity to try something new, right?
Mm-hmm.
And all of our big employers, it gives you an opportunity to hold on to great people if you support them to be able to have their side hustle. It seems like it would be a win-win-win-win-win-win-win-win situation.
Though.
What? Oh man,
what? It's always gotta be a but. Always gonna be a though.
Okay, no, it's true.
I feel like it's also due to like consumerism. Because just because of things like algorithm and just constant ads. Like reflect on a past time where you've been watching like a video or something on maybe YouTube, Instagram, TikTok. Like there's not a doubt in my mind where you see like at least one ad.
Right.
And that ad is based on algorithm, based on things you like. So they're advertising. They're advertising like things that you like. So you want to buy what that thing is. But if you can't afford that thing, you need like a side hustle. Because people these days, consumers always want like the biggest, fastest car. They want the most trendy bag. They want the most top tier like brands, and they can't afford that with like minimum wage. So they start things like side hustles where they can just like often make their own hours, and they can like choose what their side hustle is, and like
it's almost like a caution. Like be careful of the allure and how easy it might be to have a side hustle. Because if the reason is something that's not healthy for you, like to be able to feed a retail habit, then maybe you got to be careful.
But at the same time, I love it because I've been very guilty of that. I'm not gonna lie. I do like brands, and I do like I don't have a shopping addiction.
You thrift shop.
Okay, well, I have a thrifting addiction.
I just meant like, but you thrift. It's not like you're buying Prada bags.
Yeah. Okay, fair. Thank you. And so little things like this as a side hustle helps me to like reach for goals and like financial goals. And if I've always like dreamt of having like a certain Prada ring like side hustles help you get there, because often like 9 to 5 jobs and minimum wage and student wage like can't even get you close to that these days.
Right. So it sounds like that was a beautiful holistic moment in which to look at it from multiple angles. It's
always,
yeah, it's about the people who have the side hustle. Understand yourself. Why do you have it? How will it work for you in your life so that it is a healthy accompaniment to your life, to your time?
Yes, time, good point, because you need to make sure that it'll like stick for its time. Like, for example, what's an example? Like, example, maybe like you have like a printing paper or like a poster making side hustle. Though people often go for like bigger companies like Redbubble to go to print, or like Walmart to print like things, so you might get like booted out because you're not too well known.
Business advice.
Or you're not like, yeah, just like you're not too well known, so people go with like the big companies. So you got to make sure that you're not going to be booted. Oh, I remember why I chose paper, because wait, do I? No. Yeah, like they'll just go to like other big names that they know.
Yes.
Which I'm sure we're all guilty of. It's always good to support. Always good to support local and small businesses, but some things you just don't know of, like small businesses. Like for me, I always print stuff at Walmart. But I think my point was, not really sure where I was going with this, but was
the caution.
Yeah, to like save, because you never know. This could be kind of scary. You never know we're going to be booted out.
I actually am thinking of firing you. Well, that's true.
Like, you never know when that big company will get to you.
Oh, now I understand.
And maybe you won't have like customers forever.
Oh my God.
Maybe I'm being a little negative Nancy.
No, you're not negative Nancy. You are spontaneously stupendous Simone.
I thought you were going to say stupid.
Stupendous Simone. That is so true. Oh my God, that just connected all kinds of dots for me. You know what they are? Do you want to mind read, or should I tell you?
Hot dogs.
It wasn't about hot dogs, actually. No, it was the power of the side hustle generation is that when the recession, whether it's here or it's coming.
Wait, what's recession?
Recession is when we have a economic downturn, and you have, I think it's something like 5 months in a row of job loss.
Oh,
there's like, you have to reach a certain amount. Again, I'm not an economist, but you know, it's a continued period of downturn. Which this is where inflation is such a big deal, because inflation. Anyway, we're getting very boring, Simone. People do not listen for the boring. But no, thank you for asking the question. The question is, when we're looking at some of these economic indicators like inflation and housing prices and the cost of goods and services and potential recession and unemployment versus employment rates and all that, if you have a side hustle and you somehow lose your job or lose hours, you are right. You are less likely to, let's say, lose your house, or you've got a little bit of a nest egg that you can dip into. So you can't go to Thailand. You're going to have to use it to pay your rent. But you're right. It can create, as long as you're not getting too consumeristic, which was a great point you made.
Appreciate it.
You can have a little bit of a safety net.
It's like something to fall back on.
It's almost like your career life jacket.
Oh, what a term. You just made that up right now.
We have been in this episode talking about how to embrace the concept of a career life jacket through your side hustle.
Yep.
Simone, I am so glad that you have your first official side hustle after making slime and selling it in grade 6.
The best side hustle. Something like that.
That didn't quite wind up as big as you had hoped it to be.
It's like honestly really big. I know these slime companies that literally have like millions of followers online and that have like whole warehouses just from starting it like as a side hustle, as like selling it in a classroom. Now they're in huge warehouses shipping to like Indonesia.
Is that an actual factor? That was a guess.
That was just a
guess.
That was showing you how international they are.
Yes. Yes, that
landed all the way in Asia.
Yeah. So that is a very good point, that sometimes these side hustles are great practice for what could be, and allows you to experiment. Ain't little not have to get so concerned about the fear of failure, because you get a chance to just try it.
Gives you a little breath of fresh air.
Breath of fresh air. And that's true. It does keep you excited about your life and making money.
Mm-hmm.
So that's how
like small businesses are formed. I was wonder if small businesses are considered side hustles, but I guess it's a business. It's like people's main source of.
Yes, and that's a great point, because I actually don't know if I actually defined it. So yeah, so a side hustle is where you have your job. Just like Will has his, even though it's part-time, his main job is at Tim Hortons, and his side hustle is his thrift online store.
Secondhand thrifting.
Reselling, exactly.
Whatever it is.
So it's such a good point that when anyone, whether you're an employer, whether you are a formal leader with people who work for you, who have side hustles, and you're trying to figure out how you feel about it, whether you are an individual contributor and you're thinking, maybe I want to try something out and I'm not sure if it's right for me. You might be a student, you might be a retired person, and they want to do something, they'll get a little side income from their pension. It kind of fits for everybody.
Like Nana did that. Well, I guess it was volunteering, but it was at that like fudge shop in Jordan.
Yeah. And actually, I had a side hustle. I just realized, Mom, I had a side hustle before I had my own business. People used to be able to hire me. That was my first job. That was my main job when I was 10.
That's a big deal.
That was my big deal job.
What a responsibility.
Yeah. No, I meant before I started my own business, while I was still working elsewhere, I would take a vacation day and I would go and I would do training for a day or facilitation. And so I wonder if it's actually part of what made me feel comfortable that I could do this for a living as my business, as an owner.
Yeah, it's like there is a word for it, but it's like like socialist. No. Socialization, where you like engulf yourself in the environment before like completely committing to it. Maybe it's not socialization. Maybe it's anti-socialization. I don't know.
We're gonna look it up and put it in the show notes.
We will.
So I think it might be, because when I was doing lean continuous improvement training, we used to call it socializing a concept. I think it is. Yeah, you have to kind of like experiment with it in the work environment. I've got a fun quote for you to end off our conversation, and it came from one of the founders of Netflix.
Ooh.
There is no such thing as a bad idea, just ideas that have not crashed with reality yet. Maybe the power
normalized yet.
Yeah, you haven't gone and put it out there in the real world to see if the idea is a worthy idea, like if it can get legs. So maybe this is the ultimate power of a side hustle, is it allows you to test reality. Will I actually be able to make money for my job, or to be able to put towards my lifestyle, or to help financially? Does somebody want to purchase what I'm selling? Do I really like doing this thing? Like, you may think that you like crocheting, but if you have to do 450 that say Jake and Michael, maybe you don't want to actually crochet Jake and Michael's wedding favors ever again. Maybe that's like a one-time, and your whole Etsy store is shut down before you even finish the last one and get your carpal tunnel, right?
Yeah.
So it's almost like that's the power, is it has so much potential and so many different ways to experience it. You get to decide. It's like it's an opportunity to test your own life.
It is.
Simone,
hello.
Thank you so much for having this side hustle project, work, experience, life with me, with this podcast.
Anytime, you know where I live.
I do. Next door to me, the bedroom over.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Best room in the house.
Best room in the house.
Also the coldest.
We hope that you have enjoyed. Do you hope that they've enjoyed this?
I would love nothing more. It is my greatest aspiration in life. That is what I was born to hope.
People have enjoyed this specific episode.
This specific one.
This specific.
I don't mind about the other ones. That maybe even like I might be more passionate about them.
Yeah.
But just this one.
This one. Thank you so much for listening to the end, for watching to the end. It was worth it.
It was.
It was worth it.
Hope you gained some knowledge, maybe looked into some side hustles near you in theaters.
Yes, can't wait to hear all about it in the comments.
Until next time.
Peace
out.
Peace out. Word to your side hustle. Thanks so much for joining us for the Greatness Together podcast. Never miss an episode. Subscribe wherever you catch your podcasts. Yours in greatness, Simone and Sarah.